Hey y'all, I'm Ajane from Life with Ajane, and welcome back to Black Philosophy of Hillman-Tak University. First lecture I went over and I just basically talked about the four main blocks of philosophy. Today what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to touch into one of those specific areas, and that's epistemology. And so our first Black philosopher, or somebody I would like to call a philosopher, is someone who's engaged directly with epistemology in their work. I'm going to go ahead and announce our first philosopher. So our first Black philosopher that I'll be talking about for this series is Patricia Hill Collins.
Yay!
Now, if you've never heard of Patricia Hill Collins, Patricia Hill Collins is a self-referred to sociologist. One of her most notable works is Black Feminist Thought, which I would argue is a combination of epistemology with a little bit of metaphysical arranging in there. It's not fully philosophy. It definitely has a sociological tone to it and approach to things, but at the same time, by means of outlining a whole epistemological system and digging deep into that and what it is and how it's valid, that is epistemological theorizing, and that is epistemological work, which is philosophy. So it's really exciting to actually engage with Patricia Hill Collins in her philosophy and looking at epistemology, for me at least. You can go check it out for yourself and nerd out. I'm actually going to have a link to one of her papers attached to this video. Now here's the thing, the article that I found, it definitely gives a little heavy on the academic tone. Sometimes the terms can be a little lofty and the arrangement can be kind of confusing. So I will say this, if you struggle with reading academic papers, I would recommend just taking notes as you go along of things that stick out to you. You might have to read it a couple of times, but it could be a really awesome experience if you just give yourself some time and some space with that. She's saying some really cool things. And actually in this video, what I'm going to do very briefly is I am going to break it down a little bit so that can also help you through the article. So the article is called Patricia Hill Collins, Intersecting Oppressions.
Because of time, I'm only going to be able to actually get to the philosophical components of the paper. But there's a lot more going on than just the philosophy here. So just letting you know that when you read it, expect more than what I get to, but we're doing some philosophy talk here.
At the very beginning of the paper, epistemology is something that Patricia Hill Collins points out and defines. She says that epistemology is the study of knowledge. And then she gives examples of what that looks like and how that sounds.